This video is on attack frameworks. Security professional is responsible for protecting the network. And as a professional, they should understand different type of attacks that exist and determine how the company may be at risk, and know what appropriate mitigation to apply, and is able to brief leadership on pros and cons. An attack framework can help prepare, understand, and react to cyber attacks. There are numerous attack frameworks, but the most known one is MITRE ATT&CK. MITRE adversarial tactics, techniques, and common knowledge comes from MITRE Corporation. They primarily support US governmental agencies. Using this framework, you can identify broad categories of attacks, identify points of intrusion, and identify security techniques that can help you block any future attack. MITRE ATT&CK currently identifies 188 techniques and 379 sub-techniques for enterprise. Another framework you can utilize is Diamond Model of Intrusion Analysis. Diamond Model of Intrusion Analysis is an approach employed by several information security professionals to authenticate and track cyber threats. This methodology underlines the relationships and characteristics of four components of the diamond: adversary, capability, infrastructure, and victim. These four core elements are connected to delineate the relationship between each other, which can be analytically examined to further uncover insights and gain knowledge of malicious activities. We also have Cyber Kill Chain developed by Lockheed Martin. It is an intelligence-driven defense model for identifying, detecting, and preventing cyber intrusion by understanding adversary tactics and techniques during a complete intrusion cycle. This framework helps to identify and enhance visibility into cyber attack. It can also help blue teams in understanding tactics of advanced persistent threats. There are 7 steps of the cyber kill chain. 1 is recon, 2nd is weaponization, 3 is delivery, 4 is exploitation, 5 is installation, 6 is command and control, 7 is actions on objectives. Recon is the beginning of the cyber kill chain. Call it a planning phase. You collect information about a target by using different techniques. Information gathering helps adversaries profile the target and helps understand which vulnerability will lead them to meet their objectives. Things like WHOIS searches, DNS queries, email harvesting are some examples of recon. For recon, security teams should monitor to identify recon activities by doing website visitor log, internal scanning activities, port scanning on public-facing servers, and so forth. After collecting enough information about the target, adversaries prepare the operation in the weaponization phase, which includes preparing an exploit for an identified target's vulnerability or developing a malicious payload. For example, preparing decoy documents for victims. In the delivery phase, adversaries launch the attack by conveying the malware or weaponized payload prepared specifically for that target. Most common methods for delivery is email or using USB. Exploitation is the phase in which adversary gains access to the victim. Adversary can exploit the victim by using any of the following techniques: exploiting application or OS vulnerabilities, or victim-triggered exploitation via phishing email. For exploitation, you should be monitoring email campaigns, leveraging weaponizer artifacts to detect new malicious payloads, monitoring suspicious network for communications, monitoring alerts. You should provide user awareness training, phishing drill exercises for employees, pen test, building signature-based detection rules, and so forth. After successful exploitation, the adversary moves to the installation phase. It establishes persistency. You can do this by installing a backdoor or opening a connection from the victim towards C2. This way, the adversary can maintain access for lateral movements. You can install web shell or install backdoor. For persistency, security teams should monitor the following to detect installations: suspicious applications using admin privileges, endpoint process auditing, suspicious file creations, registry changes, auto-run keys, security control alerts, and so forth. Adversary establishes two-way communication or command channel with its C2 server during a command and control phase, which is used to send commands to infected hosts. This is the last chance in the death chain for security defenders to notice and block the assault by blocking the C2 channel. Some strategies for security teams to guard against C2 communications are collecting and blocking C2 IOC via threat intelligence or malware analysis, and monitoring network sessions. Then we got actions on objectives. The adversary has a victim with persistent access to the C2 server at this point. An adversary can now complete the task that he or she has. They could do privilege escalation, collect credentials, move laterally, corrupt data, modify data. Security defenders must detect the adversary as early as possible. Any delay in detection at this stage can cause severe impact.